Hi everyone, Mark with The Real, here to review The Wolf of Wall Street, the newly released movie by Martin Scorsese, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill. Now, Wolf of Wall Street chronicles a couple decades in the life of Wall Street stockbroker Jordan Belfort, the infamous Jordan Belfort, who basically really is known for doing a lot of illegal things while on Wall Street. He conned a lot of people out of money, did a lot of drugs, and went to jail for a few years. He was not a good person, I guess you could say. That's the best thing I could say about him. This movie just basically chronicles a decade or a decade and a half of his life and the situations that he got into over that time and all the predicaments and whatnot. Now, I was really looking forward to The Wolf of Wall Street. This is basically my number one most anticipated movie since October. Um, I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan, one of the better actors, if not one of the best actors, period, working today, and obviously a huge fan of Martin Scorsese, one of the old-time directing greats. So did this movie live up to my expectations? Well, not completely, but I did really still enjoy The Wolf of Wall Street. And before I get into some of the problems I had with it, I'm going to just go over what I liked about it first. And by far the best thing about this movie, in my opinion, is Leonardo DiCaprio's performance as Jordan Belfort. This guy was just magnetic in this role. It was really magnetic and riveting and just really dynamic. This is a role where that really he gets into 100%, and he isn't afraid to do some of the stuff that Martin Scorsese asks him to do on screen. This is not an easy role to play, but he nails it 100%. This is a top-notch performance from an actor at the top of his game. He got snubbed for an Oscar last year for Django Unchained. I really hope it doesn't happen again this year because this is arguably his best performance of his career, at least in my opinion. Jonah Hill is also in this movie. And Jonah Hill has really established himself as a legitimate Hollywood actor in the past few years. Because if we were to go back like 6, 7 years when Superbad was released, you'd say to yourself, really, Jonah Hill, an Oscar-nominated actor now? But, nowadays he really is establishing himself as a legitimate Hollywood actor. I thought he was great in Moneyball, which came out a couple years ago. He got Oscar nominated for that. His performance previously in this year, This Is the End, one of his funniest performances to date for sure. And he's also really great here. I loved him here, actually. He was one of the best performances in this movie. He stands, I wouldn't say quite toe-to-toe with Leonardo DiCaprio, but he's probably my second favorite performance in this movie. He was great. He was really funny. He nailed all of the scenes, and he was just really funny all the way through. And I could see another possible Oscar nomination for him. I'd like to see him get nominated for this because he was really, really great. And I really don't have anything to say about Martin Scorsese's direction. I mean, what is there to say? This guy is just an incredible director, and like if you never hear the words Martin Scorsese, didn't direct this movie well, because you just never hear that. He directs this movie so well. Obviously, it's a very the way he directs this movie is very just. It's a lot of the stuff on screen is in your face. I mean, like there are a lot of explicit things you see on screen and things that you wouldn't expect to see from a director who's in his 70s, but this guy isn't afraid to do new school things, and that's why I think he's really one of the best, most ambitious directors working today. I really respect him for that. The writing in this movie it's based off the book by Jordan Belfort himself, and it's a screenplay adapted by, I can't remember the guy's name, but he writes for the HBO show Boardwalk Empire, which I want to get into soon. This is a very well-written movie. I thought the dialogue really crackled at times. It was humorous all the way through, I felt. Many of the humorous scenes worked. Some of them dragged for a little too long. I'll elaborate on that a little and the problems I have with this movie. But it was overall a very well-written movie, and the writing remained pretty consistent all the way through, so no complaints there. So this is a very, very, very well-acted movie, a very, very well-directed movie, and a very written movie. So you'd think that I really loved this movie pretty much, but I did have my problems with it for sure, and my number one problem with it was the fact that it was 3 hours long. And usually I don't have a problem when the movies are really long, but this is a comedy. And if you're going to make a 3 hour long comedy, you need to make sure it's tight, and all the scenes that are in it need to be in it. There's no, excess scenes, but unfortunately, there are in this movie. I felt like a good 20, possibly 25 minutes, maybe even 30 could have been cut from this movie. and I wouldn't have minded. I mean, like, a lot of these scenes I felt like should have been saved for, DVD or, the director's cut or something, because it just went on for too long. And this movie was also very indulgent. Like I said, there's a lot of inappropriate things you see on screen. I don't personally have a problem with that if it's done right, but unfortunately here it just felt excessive for the sake of being excessive. And like I said, a lot of nudity, a lot of sex, a lot of drug use. That I felt a lot of those scenes that was in, it could have been saved, like I said, for director's cut, or deleted scenes or whatever. But on the whole, even though I have those problems with the film, I did like it overall. This isn't like the masterpiece that I really wanted it to be, but thanks to great performances from DiCaprio and Hill, especially DiCaprio, who, like I said, hope gets a nomination for this, and the great direction, as always, from Martin Scorsese, and for the most part, the tight script. This, for the most part, overcomes its flaws, I think. Just like I said, it's overlong, it's a little overindulgent, and another thing is that comedic scenes get dragged out a little too much. There's one scene in particular that was really funny, and then just got dragged out again. That's, like I said, one of the big problems with this movie, just drags things out a little too long. It's 3 hours. But overall, I like The Wolf of Wall Street. It didn't hit my top 10, unfortunately. I hoped it would, but it's good. I liked it quite a bit. I'm going to give it a 7.7 out of 10. So yeah, that was my review for The Wolf of Wall Street. As always, you can like, comment, subscribe, share this video. You can like The Reel on Facebook, and I hope you all have a great day and a great weekend at the movies. See ya.